Hey guys, it's Clark Legacy here today, and I am doing another Season 5 build video on Rengar Jungle. So anyways, start off as every single jungler, you always get Hunter's Machete, health potions, and a warning trinket. So yeah, Hunter's Machete, we all know why it's your jungle, it's pretty straightforward. Anyways, next we have okay, so actually hold on, before I get started with jungle enchantments. Even if you're playing a new jungler you don't know how to play, just keep in mind these two items applies to every single jungler. It all depends on the situation you're in and depends on your playstyle. First, if you're just laid back and farming a lot, especially for the tanks, for the tanky junglers like Sejuani, Gragas, and Zac, get Ranger's Trailblazer because of the AoE smite and smite clear and the sustain it gives you. Straightforward. This is meant for farming. And Stalker's Blade. Stalker's Blade just gives you when you get to smite enemy champion, slows them, gives you speed, so on. That's if you gank a lot. Alright? That's just be clear. So anyways, now the next two items all depends. If I'm just sitting back farming a lot, usually when I get the Trailblazer, I usually go for a Giant's Belt first, and then go to my Tiamat. Or if it's more magic resist, if it's more of a magic damage problem on the enemy team, you guys know what I mean. I get Spectre's Cow, and then Tiamat. Sometimes I get Giant's Belt and Spectre's Cow first, and then Tiamat because of the situation. Depends. If you're snowballed really early, then yeah, go ahead for Tiamat and then more defensive items. And then, anyways, and then I get boots, pretty straightforward, and then sweep. Pretty straightforward. Boots, mobility boots. Mobility boots seems to work when I'm playing on Rengar because I'm always getting into position, making plays. Yeah, like as Rengar, like you need to get into the fight fast, like quickly as possible, or just go into the back line as fast as possible also. And it really helps with your ult to catch up to people. And Ionian boots, pretty sure it's actually more for your ult, cooldowns on your ult. I rarely ever get these twos unless I'm snowballing. And then my defensive choices is Ninja Tabbies for AD and then Merc Treads for magic resist and tenacity. But I usually get the Merc Treads. So the core items of your build is Ranger's Trailblazer Warrior enchantment or Stalker's Blade, depending on which one you got in the beginning. Then Ravenous Hydra. Actually, hold on. I usually I finish one of my defensive items first before I finish my Hydra. What I do with the Hydra is I just have it there for early game damage. That's it. And AoE and health regeneration. That's it. That's all I get it for early on in the game. And then once later, okay, so to the core items, I finish Randuin's or Spirit Visage first. So if I got Spectre's Cap, okay, so here's the thing. So if I get Spectre's Cow earlier, I finish the Spirit Visage first, and then I work towards Randuin's Omen. And then vice versa. If I got Giant's Belt, I finish Randuin's first, and then work towards Spirit Visage. Like pretty straightforward. Pretty sure you guys get what I'm saying. And like I finished the Hydra pretty late into the game. So, and then offensive choices, which I don't really get too much, but there's a lot of ways you could go with being with offensive items for Rengar. And let me add one of them, I forgot. So anyways, the Blade of the Ruined King, very good item, also a very good item on Rengar, with the amount of attack speed you get and lifesteal, and then like there's like health per something like that. Deals percentage health damage, there you go. Really good item on Rengar. Attack speed, crit, and armor penetration is usually good on Rengar, pretty much what I'm saying. So, Affinity Edge, mainly crit, so yeah, like I said, crit, armor pen, attack speed, good on Rengar. And then Youmuu's Ghostblade is probably one of my favorite items on Rengar, but I actually rarely ever get it, depends on the situation, but if I ever get a second offensive item, it's usually the Youmuu's Ghostblade because it's really well rounded. You get a attack speed as your active, critical chance, and armor penetration. Really good item on Rengar. And it also gives you cooldown reduction, which also helps with his ult a lot. So, and then we have Black Cleaver. It gives health. It gives a lot of health, even more cooldown reduction, and even some AD. But and then also in the passive is pretty much armor penetration. I'm not gonna try to explain too much. It's pretty much armor penetration. That's all I'm gonna say. It's armor penetration in a way. And then Last Whisper, armor penetration, and then Bloodthirster. And then you can even get a Bloodthirster. I haven't really tried it on Rengar much, but I can see it working because you get a Lifesteal Shield. I guess you can say that. A Blood Shield. I think that's what it's called. And then, yeah, it's pretty much good on Rengar because it just works well. Okay, just trust me. I think it, or at least I think it works well. Anyways, and then for my other defensive items, of course, depending on the situation, Banshee's Veil, the passive shield on it, it now gives 100% base health regeneration, so that's also good. But I like the Spirit Visage better on Rengar, honestly, because of the 10% cooldown. But it all depends on the situation. And the next is also a situational item, which is Thornmail, against for heavy AD comps, pretty much straightforward. And then I get a Warmog's armor next. Anyway, so I have a lot of final builds for Rengar, all depending on the situation, and then yeah. So anyway, so this is my standard final build. I get Ranger's Trailblazer, Mercury Treads, Hydra, Omen, Spirit Visage, and Warmogs. That's what I usually get. This is my standard build, pretty much. Standard build could be changed. This could be changed. Warmogs can be changed to Thornmail. It all depends, or you can get another damage item. And then this is my final build if I'm snowballing really hard. So anyways, I get the Trailblazer, of course, and either Merc Treads or Ionian Boots. It's up to you. And then for my 3 damage items, I get Hydra, Youmuu's, and then Infinity Edge, like, whew. And that's nasty damage. And then 1 defensive item, it all depends. This is all personal preferences, so I usually get Randuins. So next, or Banshees, because that's already 2 actives is already a lot for me. Alright, so for my Bruiser build, if you want damage and some defensive stats, I like to get Trailblazer, Merc Treads, Hydra, Blade of the Rune King for some attack speed, and then Randuins and Spirit Visage. Straightforward. This could also be Banshees, so just keep in mind, every time you see a Spirit Visage, also keep in mind you can also get a Banshees instead. So, this is actually my Bruiser build number 2. This is actually one of my old Rengar builds I used to get build a lot, so it's actually Devour instead of Warrior enchantment. So, this is mainly for attack speed. This is like more of an attack speed build. And then I get Merc Treads, and then Youmuu's Ghostblade, like I said, one of my favorite items on Rengar. And then I used to get Blade of the Rune King a lot as my last offensive item, but it doesn't give you a lot of damage. Actually, even the damage per health, whatever, I forgot what it's called already. Percentage health damage. There you go, and the percentage health damage, but that's still usually not enough, so I get Infinity Edge instead for some damage, or some raw damage. And then your defensive items, Spirit Visage, Randuin's Omen, Spirit Visage, or Banshee's Veil. So this is when I'm playing team ranked or something, and this build is when I'm playing team ranked or more of a game that relies more on teamwork, I guess you can say. So usually Trailblazer, Mercury Treads, Randuin's Omen, Spirit Visage or Banshee's Veil, then Warmogs, then Thornmail. Or sometimes if it's, depending on the situation, this is going to be a damage item. So it could end up being my standard build sometimes. That's sometimes. I usually get Thornmail though. So Usually when I'm playing in a team, I usually have more trust in my actual carries, like mid laner and the ADC. They usually do damage when I'm playing in a team game. So when I'm playing with the team, so I just need to snowball them. That's all I need to do. And then like later in the game, I just need to be a tank and then initiate in the back line. Like that's all I need to do. I don't need to do damage or anything. And then sometimes even like I said, I sometimes will and replace a Thormail with a Hydra, and then this would be pretty much my standard build. But this also gives opening for the top lane to carry also. Usually a Rumble, or usually a squishy-ish top lane carry, like Rumble. That's all I have, or Lissandra. That's all I have. Those are the only ones I have on top of my head. I can't really think of anybody else right now. Anyways, this is versus a heavy AD comp. So anyways, Warriors, Ionian boots, because I'll be fighting a lot probably. And then Yomu's Ghostblade, attack speed, crit, armor pen, cooldown. You guys know the point of it. And Infinity Edge for the burst of damage and more chance. And then this is actually one of my favorite combos, item combinations. Yeah, I have item combination is Warmogs and Thornmail. So Warmog is pretty much burst in health, and just health regeneration. And then Thornmail is burst in armor. And then you get the passive for it, which yeah, you guys should know passive. So yeah, that's my build on Rengar. And then for the elixirs, I actually get either the Elixir of Wrath or Elixir of Iron. Depends on the build I'm using. Usually it's Elixir of Iron. It's my preferred choice. But yeah, that's how I build Rengar. So I hope you guys enjoy, and then I'll see you guys in the next build video. I'll see you guys then.